Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Shock Troopers, which we've never played it before. It's a NEO.GEO game. It's an action-y arcade type thing. It's similar to the Wolf of the Battlefield series by Capcom. And I personally think it's a really good game. Although, I'll be honest, I was starting to get to the point where I didn't think I'd ever get to do any more VC reviews. Because, as many of you might have saw, my brother got a Wii U, I transferred my account over, and quite simply, done a little bit of a video where I said I think I might have to re-download all of my games individually to his Wii U, and sure enough that was the case. It wouldn't let me play them from the SD card anymore. I've had to format the SD card and then re-download every one of the 326 separate downloadable games, including some DLC. And the only reason it was that low, as stupid as that sounds, is because they actually got rid of a couple of the games from the Wii U shop that I then couldn't get back, like Lost Winds, so that's a little bit of an annoying one. I mean, I know I wasn't the world's biggest fan of Lost Winds, but it makes no sense that they kept Lost Winds 2 up, but not Lost Winds 1. And for anyone who's ever re-downloaded the game, they'll know what that entails on the Wii, but for those who haven't, it's basically about a 5-minute process per game, so overall I spent about 20 hours over 3 days just constantly downloading. To say I was losing the will to live was an understatement, and as such I didn't think I'd actually get to do any more VC reviews. But here I am doing what I think is one of the greatest titles to be released at the end of the Wii's VC lifespan. It's basically, the whole point is, your swords at the start choose difficulty because that's there, then you get team or lonely wolf, it's team battle or something like that, or lonely wolf. And basically if you pick a team, it means you choose 3 different characters, and each character's a life, and each character out of the 8's got something totally different about them, so different weapon types and that. The game is playable with a second person, so it's got local co-op obviously. And it's just one of those things that it does mean you could essentially have 6 characters on the screen over the space of a couple seconds just by swapping them over. You've got your standard gun, and everyone's got a different style of weapon, so some people fire 2 shots, some people fire 1 shot. There's then a load of different power-ups that you can pick up, like heavy machine guns, some sort of real gun type thing. It's not called a real gun, but it looks a bit like one. It fires rings and things. It's a very nice and powerful weapon. You can get Vulcan cannons. There's just all sorts of different weapons that you can pick up. You've then got a special weapon for every character, so this guy throws boomerang bombs, this guy fires a bit of a cool grenade launcher, she fires a rocket launcher that explodes. There's a Native American who uses an explosive bow and arrow like Rambo 3. So it's just one of those things. You'll have to play as the different characters to see who you like. Some are fast, some are slow. They've all got an energy bar on the left side, and if you choose solo, then you still get 3 lives and you get more special weapons as well. So for example, I think this guy, the boomerang guy, starts with 10 when you're on the team mode, and I think he starts with 14 on solo, and that's per life. So it means that if you don't like 7 of the characters, then just pick your favourite character and you'll get a hell of a lot more of the special weapons from, because they come in really handy when killing a boss. Because the whole point is, you go around, you kill the enemies, you get to the end of the level, you kill the boss, you go on to the next one. And there's 3 different routes to choose from, what with it being a part of an arcade game, and a lot of arcade games were like that. It meant that if they wanted to do a huge arcade game, but they didn't want people to be sitting there on the machine all day, then it meant that you could go in and do one of the routes and then still beat the game over 3 trips. So you've got jungle, you've got mountain, and I think this one's valley, I'm not sure. All I know is you've got 3 different campaigns, and you get to a point on the campaign where it gives you an option to choose and go over to another one, or you can stick with the one that you're on. And overall the game is pretty sizable. I mean, it's incredibly hard, and even on easy, it's one of those, me and my brother couldn't actually, the first time we played it, couldn't actually beat a pass in one go. So it's not exactly something that you're going to beat overnight unless you're extremely skilled, or unless actually you've played it years ago and then just rediscovering it now. Graphically, the game looks fantastic. Musically, I think it sounds really good. So I'm going to cut into another section where I'm playing as 3 different characters and let you listen to a bit of the music. So that was a little bit of the music, and I've chose the other two characters. As you might notice, some have grenade type things. So this guy's got poison, one's got a regular grenade, one's got a napalm grenade. As well as the weapons that you can pick up jewels that give you points, you can pick up med packs and fruit and things that heal you. You can pick up extra special weapons in the form of bombs. The only other things I suppose I haven't really mentioned is the things that you've kind of got on the screen. Your top left is your score, the top middle is your time. Obviously if you're playing alone, you'll constantly have press start on the top right and the other person's credits. And it's one of those, but it's something that I suppose you could do playing on your own. When you're down to your last credit, you could, I suppose, connect another Wii remote or classic controller or whatever, hit the start button, and quite simply continue on with them. So for now I'll just choose a singular character because he's just going to stand there because now I can't control him. Probably didn't think that through well enough, but I am pretty much done with the review. The only thing I suppose I should mention is, before getting the game, me and my brother hadn't played it on any form at all, and there'd been a lot of people talking about the controls, saying how awkward they were and saying this, that and the other, and there was no real explanation of them. So I suppose the best way I can put the control method is, if you've ever played Cannon Spike, if you haven't, it's understandable, it's a pretty rare game, it's probably a bad explanation, but the whole point is, you've got a button and that button fires, and when you hold that button down you fire in that direction. So in other words, it's not dual analog or anything, you just use the one analog, but whenever you push the button you do a burst fire. So it's not actually that difficult to just keep tapping the button and then you still get the 8 directional shots. It's one of those things that there's a lot of people slating the game for poor controls, and me and my brother actually think it plays really well. And again, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the best ways to spend 900 points on the VC. It's an absolutely fantastic title, and if you can, definitely take a look at it. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.